Hi students, chapter 4, The Enemy. Let's have a look at the continuation of this chapter. She turned to the nursery and called Yumi, but the children heard her voice and she had to go for a moment and smile at them and play with the baby boy, now nearly 3 months old. Over the baby's soft black hair, she motioned with her mouth, Yumi, come with me. Nursery means a room in house for the special use of young children. Hannah turned to the children's room and called out Yumi. So Yumi is a servant of that house. As the children heard her voice, she went inside, smiled at them and played with her 3-month-old son. So Yumi is what? Yumi is playing with her 3-month-old son. As she held the baby who had a soft black hair, she motioned with her mouth to Yumi, asking her to come. So in a soft voice with a gesture, she called with her mouth to Yumi to come with her. I will put the baby to bed, Yumi replied. He is ready. She went Yumi into the bedroom next to the nursery and stood up the boy in her arms while Yumi spread the sleeping quilts on the floor and laid the baby between them. So Yumi replied that the baby was ready for sleep and that she must put it to sleep before accompanying her. Yumi said that she was put baby into her bed. She must put into sleep before accompanying her. So Hannah held the baby and went to the bedroom. Next to the nursery with Yumi. Yumi spread the sleeping quilts on the floor and laid the baby between them. So Yumi spread the sleeping quilts. Sleeping quilts means a bed sheet or bedspread, like that only. So she spread the sleeping quilts on the floor and laid the baby between them. Then Hannah led the way quickly and softly to the kitchen. The two servants were frightened at what their master had just told them. The old gardener, who was also a house servant, pulled a few hairs on his upper lip. Hannah led the way as they walked first towards the kitchen. The two servants in the kitchen was very scared after hearing their master's word regarding the injured man. Actually, the servants was very terrified what their master means their Sado said about that injured man, because the injured man is what? Injured man is a prisoner of Japanese army. So that prisoner, they are keeping them in the home. Moreover, he is a white man. The old gardener, who also worked as a servant, was pondering over the news and pulling the hair from his upper lip. The master ought not to heal the wound of this white man, he said bluntly to Hannah. The white man ought to die. First he was shot, then the sea catch him and wounded him with her rocks. If the master heals what the gun did and what the sea did, they will take a revenge on us. The old gardener spoke bluntly to Hannah. He said, Sado must not treat the injured white man. The old gardener said that we should not give any care to this white man. He reasoned that the man was destined to die. Man was destined to die means the man was what? His fate is to die. Firstly, he had been wounded by a gunshot, and secondly, the rocks of the sea wounded him further. So, what did the old gardener said? We do not want to give any treatment to this enemy, because what? He was firstly wounded by a gunshot, and secondly he was what? Wounded by a sea rocks. If Sado healed the wounds given by the gun and the sea would treat him as enemies and seek revenge. So he said that if Sado treated the wound by the gunshot and the wounds that happened by the sea, definitely the gun and Sea Rocks would consider Sado as their enemy. The gun represent the Japanese army and the sea represent the country of the Japan. If they treated the enemy, they would be punished by Japan. So he said that the gun, firstly he was wounded by the gun. By wounded by the gun means firstly he was shot by the Japanese army. Secondly he was wounded by the Sea Rocks of the Japan. That means country of the Japan. So if Sado saved the life of this young man, what? Definitely both the person, the gun and the sea. Gun and sea means gun in the sense the Japanese army. Secondly, in the sea means the Japanese people will turn definitely as their enemies. I will tell him what you say, Hannah replied courteously, but she herself was also frightened, although she was not as superstitious as the old man was. Could it ever be well to help an enemy? Nevertheless, she told Yumi to fetch the hot water and bring it to the room whenever the white man was. Wherever the white man was. Hannah politely said to the gardener that she would pass his message to Sado. She was frightened, though not superstitious like the old man. She thought that helping an enemy could never be good for them. Still, she asked Yumi to get hot water into the room where the injured man was kept. Hannah politely said to the gardener. So, gardener have given a warning to them. Do not keep or do not give any type of treatment to this enemy. And Hannah politely said to the gardener that she would pass his message to Sado. That he would pass his message means pass the words of the gardener to Sado. She was frightened, though not superstitious. Actually, Hannah was not a superstitious lady. Superstitious means andavishwasam. She is not a superstitious lady, but he is frightened the words of that old man. She thought that helping an enemy could never be good for them. So actually, Hannah had a good. In Hannah's mind, it is not proper to keep an enemy in their house. Still, she asked Yumi to get hot water into the room where the injured man was kept. She went ahead and slid back the partitions. Sado was not yet there. Yumi followed by down her wooden bucket. Then she went over the white man. When she saw him, her thick lips folded themselves into a stubbornness. I have never washed a white man, she said, and I will not wash so dirty a one now. Hannah went inside first and moved the partition to one side. Sado was not there. Yumi followed her and kept the wooden bucket on the floor. As she saw the white man, her thick lips folded and the expression on her face indicated her determination. She said firmly that she had never washed an American man and that she would never wash one who was as dirty as a injured man. So Yumi hesitated to wash this enemy because she said that I had never washed an American man, or I never washed such a dirty person. Hannah cried at her severely, you will do what your master commands you. So Hannah said that you will do, first of all, what you will do what your master had said. Hannah reacted to Yumi's refusal. She screamed her that she was supposed to follow her master's order. There was so fierce a look of resistance upon Yumi's dull face that Hannah felt unreasonably afraid. After all, if the servant should not report something, that it was not as it happened. Yumi resisted strongly, her dull face and a dangerous look of protest which scared Hannah. She was worried that if the servants reported something different from what had happened, they could land into trouble. So Yumi hesitated to wash the body of this enemy, and Yumi was actually in a protest to wash the body of this enemy. So Hannah was worried that if servants would report it to some authorities something different from what had happened, they could land into a trouble. Very well, she said with dignity. You understand, we only want to bring him to our sense so that we can turn him over as a prisoner. Dignity, respect. Hannah changed her expression to respect and said, very well. She explained to Yumi that they intend to bring the unconscious man into his senses and then they would hand over him as a prisoner. Actually, they will only now recovered this man to hand over to this Japanese army. In that way only Hannah said to Yumi, I will have nothing to do with it. Yumi said, I am a poor person and it is not my business. Yumi said that she was not concerned about their plans. Actually, what was their plan? Actually, Hannah said that they recovered only this man to hand over them into the Japanese army. But hesitatingly, Hannah said that she added that she was a poor person and it was none of her business to know about their plan. Then please, Hannah said gently, return your own work. At once Yumi left the room, but this left Hannah with the white man alone. She might have been too afraid to stay had not her anger at Yumi's stubbornness now sustained her. Sustained means continued. Hannah said to Yumi that then she should return to her work. Yumi left the room at once. Hannah was again left alone with the white man. She would have been afraid to remain there alone, but her anger on Yumi's first determination made her stay in their room. Stupid Yumi, she muttered fiercely. Is this anything but a man, and a wounded helpless man? Hannah said with anger that Yumi was a stupid person. She said that it was just an injured man. In the conviction of her own superiority, she blended impulsively and united the knotted rugs that kept in the white man covered. When she had a breast bare, she dipped the small clean towel that Yumi had brought into the steamy hot water and washed his face carefully. The man's skin, though rough with exposure, was of fine texture and must have been very blond when he was a child. Hope students, the chapter will continue. Hope you have understood the video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.